Hello, Divine Feminine. I wanted to put together just a very random message. I just had this download from Spirit, and there's something very special about the way they want to talk to you about something that's going on in your life right now. I earlier today I had grabbed this lock and key, and originally I thought it was going to be a message from the Divine Masculine, and that just cascaded off sideways. So I ended up scrapping the reading. But I really feel like this is something that's really intended to reach you instead. Like there's some kind of a secret, and I will say with this particular locket, it's not locked, and it's actually intentionally left unlocked. It's kind of for practical purposes, but there's some kind of memory. Maybe it's a passed on loved one, maybe someone you knew from the past. I feel like there's a soulmate that you might be remembering at this time as well. So, if this sounds like your message, you're more than welcome to stick around. So I'm not going to do the regular spiel. I kind of just want to run into this. Like, I don't have an intention. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from this particular reading. So, just take what resonates, leave what does not, blah, blah, blah. Because I just feel this stack up of energy. It might be actually coming from the ancestors. I just channeled a message on my Patreon. For those of you who haven't checked it out yet, I put together a free Reiki meditation to really help you connect to your higher self. And it's free, it's available, it's my gift to you. But I just channeled a message to a very specific divine feminine who really needs to understand that they need to stop chasing and recognizing they've actually gone it's funny to say you've gone too far. It's actually more that it's time to come back around and start being yourself. Start being open about who it is that you actually are. You are way smarter than you're giving yourself credit for. And it's time to actually celebrate. I love this. We have enchantment. I really feel like right now there's a chance for you to start celebrating. Like, what is it that you have actually accomplished? I think a lot of you have been trying to find a lot of guidance on your particular journey, and I feel as though you've been digging and digging, transforming. Like it's as though your ego has died over and over again just to get down to the truth, just to get down to the bare bones with things. And I just have this message. It's like enough is enough. Like whether if you're screaming at yourself at this time, like why can't I get through this? Why is this not wrapping up? How come this isn't finishing in my life? It's as though you've been stuck in limbo and you feel as though you have to do more. But whatever this message is, it's a chance for you to kind of take a step back and realize you've actually done a lot. I know I'm kind of going in circles, but this needs to be reiterated to the divine feminine who really, really, really needs to hear this right now because you're digging yourself down a hole. It's one of these things where this could be like a habit that you picked up from a loved one that you might have actually had a really good relationship with, but there's just this weird feedback loop that I've been picking up. I've been channeling this in other platforms, and I feel like you guys are really stuck in this toroidal loop too. I feel like something is breaking though. We had the gratitude rampage. It's already happened. Like in some ways, I feel like you're a little bit of an overachiever, and I mean that in the best way possible. You've actually reached the bare minimum and what is required for you to really step into your spirituality, to really step into your divine purpose, your soul purpose, wherever it is that your heart is actually trying to lead you right now. My heart chakra just went, "Ah, Barry's knows something. Actually, you know something, and you just need the confirmation to let you know that whatever it is that you've been working on, that you've been dreaming about, you've actually been doing a lot of extra work, kind of out of boredom, and I feel like a lot of you have been sort of chasing after an idea, whether if that is chasing after a person or chasing after the ultimate idea. I think a lot of you have been sort of in this regressed artist mode for quite a long time. It's that feeling like you hear about the story, those biopics or some biography of an artist where they sat around forever, losing hope, losing faith, worried that they were never going to be able to come up with their triumph. This is something that's been going on within science. This happens within the arts, with music, like however it is that you love to identify with the world and whatever it is your heart is connected to. I feel like you've been in this season of stuckness. You've been in this season where you're trying to find the ultimate inspiration. And I feel like you've actually been lured a little bit off path because we have this deviled energy. There's something that you are karmically bound to, and it's not the thing that you think that it is. Especially if you've been trying to cut cords with people, cut cords with situations. There's something a little extra deeper about that. There's something about you cutting a cord from an idea of who it is that you should be. If you identify as a overachiever, um, consider that you're a really multidimensional person. You're a real multidimensional thinker. And like sixth dimensional consciousness, it just means that you can understand through the written word and you can understand by speaking. You can channel through the arts or you can channel through the mathematics or channeling through nature, channeling through crystals or channeling through astrology. Like the more and more you add into your pocket, you're able to translate light languages. You're able to translate light languages in multiple different ways. And I feel like if you want to be sixth dimensional, like just come up with six things that you already know. And I feel like you guys have been like in this 11th dimensional consciousness, not even realizing it's 11 dimensions, trying to achieve the 12th. Why? Because why not? There's an ask for the divine feminines right now to really come back down to earth with what their original intentions are, because many of you have been trying to focus on your gifts that you're making yourselves high, even if you're not using any kind of cannabis. And, full disclosure, I might have had a little bit to smoke beforehand, but usually my messages come out in full force because I know how to connect with plant magic. And that's a personal gift that I have. And in some ways, I use this particular substance because not all of you can either access or handle the actual sensation of being in cannabis energy. So it's one of these things where I'm able to get into a headspace with certain folks using these particular plant medicines. But I've actually learned the shadow, I've learned the karmic message. That's why I don't mind channeling while using cannabis products. But because a lot of you guys, you're being asked to sober up. You're actually being asked to reduce your chemical usage. And it may sound as though I'm being a fucking hypocrite. There are messages that this wonderful plant specifically and plant medicine is trying to say to you in general, but your body can't handle it. That's why you need to seek out people like me who can actually channel these messages, because for a period of time you have needed to be in that headspace because there's more important information. But this is how I'm going to be serving you as High Priestess Berries. I can tap into these frequencies and still get the messages for you. Your intuition will improve and it'll get to the point that you can get these messages without using the substance. There's a ask within here, can you really trust that if you're trying to break an addictive path, whether if that is using actual substances or maybe being addicted to the idea of being perfect or perfect in somebody else's eyes, a lot of you guys are being asked to really start anchoring in, start settling back, because what do we have right here? You're moving forward. This is an all call, like this is like an all points bulletin to my beloved collective. You need to sit down. You need to actually let the divine do the driving right now. You need to relax. I repeat, it's time for you to relax. You've actually overachieved everything that you needed to do, and what you know is not obvious to others. It's time to get out of this mindset that you're stupid or you're not enough, because you're absolutely not enough. Because this character right here is holding light and is holding the ability to destroy dark forces around you. But if you keep moving positions, and I'm talking about this energetically, if you keep moving positions, you keep swapping timelines, this deity, whoever this angelic being is, they can't surround you with light and secure your wow, that's interesting. There's so much distortion right here that they can't actually get you secured into your timeline. This is a very important message, and I'm getting a lot of Isis, like some Isis frequencies in here as well. Let's get one more. Your sacral energy is igniting. like quite recently I did channel about divine masculine is having to explore their sacral energy in order to understand their sense of shame when it comes to their self-identity and what their role is on the earth. But this is also happening on your end. You're being asked to really integrate. Well, it looks like she might be rising out of the water. There's something about learning how to sink back into your emotions, to recognize that your body is ready to receive you. I'm here. There's a joke in there saying everybody is ready to receive you. It's time for you to get integrated back into your childlike nature and being able to resolve some really nasty shit that has happened to you when it came to your how you felt about your body, how you felt about your appearance in general, how you felt about just being yourself. Many of you have been conformed to behave in certain ways, and it's distorted your view of reality. But you learned a lot. You know how to look at things from multiple different angles, and you are now attracting soulmates that are going to be able to help fill in the gaps. Like, you're not alone in this. You're breaking free from a very specific cycle that made you second guess your intuition and made you believe that hmm, made you believe that you had to ignore certain warning signs in order to make sure that you could get your in order to get your manifestations, in order to have your dreams come true. Just going to keep going with this. This is fascinating. This is some guidance for you right now. You've been working so hard. You have been working so very hard. It's time for you to really enjoy yourself. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Even if you don't necessarily have any money as a result of it, how has your energy shifted? How have you really gotten to know yourself? How have you learned how to embody your gifts? And how are you teaching people around you? Many of you are going to start, if you haven't already, inspiring people around you for them to finally be themselves. You're actually magnetizing your community as you are healing, and you're going to see more and more and more of them show up. But it's a time for you to be really quiet and silent within your own energy. Like, it's been frenetic. There's been a lot going on, but it's already happened. That's why you're being encouraged to really have some gratitude with everything that you've put yourself through and have had to go through. Especially if you have still felt that frustration that you had to clean up somebody else's mess. But that's getting resolved because you're being asked to realize, even if you're working on like 11 things, you're already really good at 6 things, and that's where you can start. This is learning how to speak multiple light languages. This is learning how to say the same thing 3 or 4 times. That's what being a teacher is all about. Whoever you are entering into a state where you're going to be a teacher. And even if it's not a formal title, like, this is parent, this is sibling, this is friendship, this is leadership, like whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest into your life. Especially now that you're getting better at speaking your truth. I think a lot of you really held yourself back because when you spoke your truth, people gave you the silent treatment. And even worse, you really surrendered a lot of your energies to external forces because you weren't sure of your truth, because you did try to dim your light. People might have punished you in the past about dimming your light, but whatever this is that you have overcome, this divine overachievement, you're going to be able to level up again. But there's a real ask to rest, to realize, wait, you actually know a lot of truths. And just because you had said the wrong thing to the you said the right thing to the wrong person. It's sort of like you tried speaking one particular language to them, but they didn't speak the language and they got upset with you. But now that you've learned a lot, you can communicate with this type of person in many different ways. Like, I feel like your ability to connect with people is going to be shifting, and this seduction will actually become very positive because you are resurrecting as a brand new person. Like, a piece of you has had to die. There's something about your ego that really needed to go away. And that was the ego part of you that said that you weren't enough. Like, you're not enough is an egoic notion. Negative mindset, generational curse, demon possession, negative thinking, like whatever word that you associate with it. You're being revitalized as a brand new person, and you're going to actually magnetize. This is really cool. You are magnetizing a partner. For those of you who've been trying to find partnership and loyalty, understanding that when you're loyal to yourself is still going to be the greatest priority. Loyalty to yourself doesn't leave you in a place where you are lonely. It means that you can magnetize everything around you so you can constantly feel as though you're surrounded by love. There's something about manifesting your best friend in the astral realm, you being your own best friend, understanding how the people who, and, fur babies and other, flora and fauna, the objects that you've surrounded yourself with, have you got them for comfort? Because a few of you are going to be really compelled at this time to throw things away. And it's because it's not part of your light. It doesn't bring you comfort. You're being asked to be very radical about what makes you feel comfortable in this world. Because when you're full of shame, you tolerate your own discomfort. And the divine is really asking you at this time to stop it. You've done enough. It's time to slow down. It's time to rest. It's time to get into a type of vehicle that you've never been in before. And you have to trust the ride along the way. Enjoy this silence because things are going to start kicking up really quickly. Celebrate everything that you are. You're getting exactly what it is that you manifested. It's already happened. Just saying. Wow. Well, I'll check on you guys soon to see how this ends up unfolding. This was a fascinating little message. If you like my style, please make sure to like the video on the way out. Yeah, and until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.